Hey guys, welcome back to my senior thesis video. In this episode, I will be laying out all my arguments. I will try and present 2 pros to my thesis and 1 con. To recap, my thesis statement is distinct patterns of violence in Indonesian regions with significant political disputes drive religious ethnic divide among the people. For my first argument, my claim is cultural religious differences that make up one's identity prompt bias that manifests in violent behavior towards members of other groups when used as a political tool. Now, according to a study by Daniel Dirkman in the Mergent International Studies Review, a politician can easily manipulate attachments of an individual to certain groups, and such loyalty may lead to hostile reactions to other groups. It eventually shapes the collective behavior of groups, and it substantially differentiates multiple groups to define a political environment. This is supported by a psychological theory known as de-individuation, which was proposed by Gustave Le Bon in the 18th century. It can help explain why this is so effective. Le Bon explains that this is the effect of crowd mentality. This is where individual personalities become dominated by the collective mindset of the crowd. De-individuation is where the identity and actions of an individual follows the group majority to the extent where they are no longer conscious of their doings. And it goes back to man's desire of belonging. Religious and ethnic identities are merely mediums of efforts to gain power. The second claim is disunity in Indonesia among ethnic religious lines spike during election season and the struggle of power. A common theme found in the May 1998 riots, the Dayak Madura clashes, as well as the Ambon conflict is the use of ethnic and religious politics. This type of politics triggers social mobilization. It directs people conductively to respond to political relevance for the interests of the cultural values of ethnic communities. They mobilize ethnic groups on the consciousness of the group, directing their behavior toward political action. Ethnopolitics is driven by a filtering effect. Programs piloted by local governments will only benefit those who are in the appropriate target group, while those who do not fulfill certain criteria are tossed aside, which is why one might view it essential for the leader to be of similar background. As for the con, a claim that people would most likely bring up is, it takes more than politics to destroy years of unity, and people are not easily provoked. However, under conditions of conflict, consciously or unconsciously, individuals of involved groups will most likely seek to improve and dedicate themselves to foster solidarity among its members, forming community organizations for the purposes of welfare and common defense. At first, an individual might think that they are merely just protecting themselves, but actually they are igniting the sentiments of ethnocentrism. It is not politics itself that destroys unity, but it is the politics of hatred. Ethnic and religious politics occur in the form of the division of power status and the limited economic resources in society. While factors such as socio-economic inequality and religious ethnic tensions play a role, it is politics that trigger the conflict. There is a reason why ethnic and religious politics were banned during the New Order in Indonesia. The transition from an authoritarian state to a democracy allowed ethnopolitics to rise as free speech was embraced by the media. The Reformation era shows how freedom can have consequences. While we enjoy freedom, we should not misuse it to preach and practice hate, which is what is happening currently in Indonesia. As seen with the Ahok riots, we see how political rhetoric is swarming religious and ethnic communities to go against each other, and this goes against our values as Indonesians. Politics do have that effect on unity. What could take years to build can take seconds to destroy, which is why we must be aware of what is happening in our society. Thank you so much for watching. This concludes the end of this episode. And please comment, like, and subscribe.